Welcome to episode 73 of the Travel Calumet Original Podcast. I'm your host, Rick Sense, and joining me for today's episode is Pat Rowland from Rowland's Calumet Brewing Company in Chilton. Welcome back to the show, Pat.
Good afternoon.
This is Pat's second time on the podcast. He was previously appeared on episode 43, and today Pat and I are going to talk about the Wisconsin Microbrewers Beerfest, which is scheduled on May 17th, 2026 from 1 to 6 p.m. And it's going to be held at the Calumet County Fairgrounds here in Chilton. Pat is the organizer, and folks, Pat excels at organizing events. This long-running festival, celebrating its 35th year in 2026, features more than 30 Wisconsin breweries with more than 100 craft beers on tap. And attendees can enjoy unlimited sampling, live music from bands like Copper Box, and local food. However, you must be 21 or older to sample. Is that correct?
Mostly. Right now, we've got 15 brewers signed up. I'm not sure how many we're going to add on before the beer fest. Some of them are a little slack getting the paperwork back to me. So
okay, so somewhere between 15 and what we talked about earlier?
30 roughly, yeah.
Yeah, okay. There's a lot of moving parts to this event. Obviously, you just identified one, trying to get all this back from your partners on this. Can you maybe give listeners a kind of a walkthrough what the experience is like, what information, more details you can provide to them so they understand exactly what you're doing beforehand and what happens actually at the event?
With an advance ticket, we don't sell any the day at the door. You get a bottomless beer mug for 5 hours. Ideally, the first hour is sampling, but if you have already had their beer and that's what you want, tell them to fill it and they'll fill it. This is a beer drinkers event. It's not a sip and social.
So you're looking at, if this is a place where you want to get an opportunity to taste some good beer, you can, but if you also want to have an opportunity to just sit back and enjoy your beer you like the most, you can go right ahead, right?
Yeah, well, we have two bands. Basically, you can kind of wander the grounds. Each brewery is going to bring probably 4 or more different flavors of beer. And honestly, it would take you a couple of days to hit 15 different spots, if you were to drive to them. And they're all coming to one place, so that's kind of nice.
One-stop shopping.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. So if you are out there and you want to attend Beerfest, what does the listener need to do?
So you could do this by mail with a self-enclosed stamped envelope sent to our address. For the tickets. You could also pick them up in person. Tickets will go on sale March 20th. It's actually kind of funny. They're currently at the printers right now, so we're waiting for them to send me a proof and then print them. But hopefully we'll have them in my hands by the 20th of March.
Okay, so I got to back up here. Now, you got tickets that you got to print.
Correct.
You have to go through and sell them all beforehand.
Yeah.
So then I'm guessing there's an accounting system going on that you're taking care of, knowing who has what ticket number and all that.
Yeah, especially through the mail, correct.
Yeah,
yep.
Okay. So you have that process going. Now you also have to reach out and find other brewers to be at the event.
Mm-hmm.
So why do you do this? I mean, it sounds like a lot of work, Pat.
Yeah, it is, but it's also a lot of fun. And it's also very good for our little community here in Chilton.
Okay.
So all the bars, restaurants, gas stations will all be busy the day before, the day of, and the day after. So a lot of tourism in one afternoon.
Mm-hmm. So if people want to just come and sip your beer, what kind of beer flavors were you going to bring us?
Normally at Beerfest, I'll have probably 6 or 7 different beers plus draft root beer.
Okay.
So
that if I had brought my kids with, they could have root beer? Or is it not really encouraged?
Yeah, I really wouldn't, not for small children.
Mm-hmm.
I guess maybe not for children in general. You have adults drinking, you never know what you're going to see.
Right. So this is really meant to be 21 and up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, it's good we let everybody know that, right?
Yep.
So, okay. So how does the day work? I sample beers at the Beer Fest. So like you said before, I can stop if I find the one I like and just, hey, fill me up?
Yeah. Literally, I had a guy one year parked his lawn chair within about 20 feet of my stand and didn't leave all afternoon except for bathroom breaks and to get some lunch.
Okay. All right.
That's what he wanted. He wanted to spend the afternoon listening to music and drinking beer, and that's exactly what he did.
And, okay, so there's lunch available. So there's food there.
Over the years, we've had different sponsors. Way back, we had the Chilton ACs. Then we moved it to the football boosters, and now it's the operation is run by Marco's Barbecue. but he doesn't have enough staff to cover the people that we would have at Beerfest. So I arranged his labor force to be the VFW. So the VFW now gets a percentage of all the food sales. That's their donation for the day for grilling all the brats and burgers. Marco will do the pulled pork ahead of time, but the VFW auxiliary, the men and ladies will be making change and putting everything together.
So this is an opportunity then for people to give back to their community. Then
oh, absolutely. The Lions, every year they park the cars. Well, basically they direct people where to park the vehicles. They help the brewers unload, and they also clean up after Beerfest. Every year I'm able to make a substantial donation to the Lions Club. And if you're familiar with the Lions organization, all that money that they pay dues and they do charity work, and then all the money that they collect they put back into the community. So it's a 100% payout for what they receive.
All right, so you hear that, everybody? You can come on out and have some good beer and help your community at the same time. That's a pretty good deal.
Also, we have a 50-50 raffle every year. The last 2 years, the Colby Foundation got their park on the other side of town over by Nennig's. The money raised from the 50-50 split at Beerfest was all donated for that.
Wow.
So I'm not sure who's going to receive the 50-50 this year. I haven't talked to any Lions member recently to figure out what they're going to do with it. Years ago, they did juvenile diabetes. They've done a whole bunch of different things.
So you mentioned food. What else is available besides, and you mentioned music too. So what else is available for folks besides music and beer and food?
Actually, my wife's grandparents used to just come to Beerfest. They'd buy a soda and get a sandwich. They'd sit down. They loved the people watch. They were in their 80s at the time, so they weren't much into drinking, but they sure did enjoy watching the younger people dance and that type of thing.
Mm-hmm. And you mentioned that they brought their lawn chairs. Is that something everybody should do?
Yeah, definitely bring your own lawn chair, exactly.
Okay. Yeah, and it's right here at the fairgrounds here in Chilton. So what part of the fairgrounds are you guys located at?
So they enter off of County Trunk G, and they park in that parking lot back there. We bring them through the horse barn, and then we've got the two main buildings, the Geldy and the I believe the other one's the Harder building. We have the two largest buildings on the grounds, and Tom Schneider with the 2/5 band will be in one, and Copper Box will be in the other.
And so you also have the benefit then of having coverage if it's raining, correct?
Yep. Yep. Although people do bring, the little 10 by 10 pop-up canopies and whatnot and wander around.
Yeah, okay. You mentioned the two musical acts. How long have you been partnered with them? I think they were here last year, weren't they? As well?
Yeah. We started with the Jerry Schneider Band on Beerfest #1, which Tom is Jerry's son. And he took over. Jerry more or less retired, but we've had them. They missed one beer fest in all those years, and then we acquired Copper Box probably close to 20 years ago.
Okay,
or probably more than that even.
Yeah, so this is really a long held tradition.
Yeah,
of these
well,
bands
right.
there.
Well, and this is being our 35th.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of work. It's tough to maintain. But we're doing what we can.
Now, you mentioned tickets. You buy them ahead of time, and you send a self-addressed stamped envelope to you where?
Our address is 25 North Madison Street, Chilton, Wisconsin.
Okay, and I send that, and then it's how much per ticket?
45 a ticket.
45 a ticket. So I buy my 10 tickets. Can I buy that many?
Yep, that's fine.
Okay. And then I do that, and then unfortunately I forgot I had a wedding I have to be at that weekend, and I have to go to that. Am I out of luck? I am out of luck because I can't go to Beerfest. But,
right.
I mean, in addition to that, I'm out of luck.
No, we do handle returns in person, not through the mail.
Okay.
Yeah, that's something that happens. Or in the past, let's say somebody organized a bus and they got 50-some tickets, and for whatever reason they had one or two left. There are people that show up that day that didn't plan ahead, and they'll be looking for a ticket. So they just basically pawned it off on their friend, and their friend sold the ticket for them.
Right. So you mentioned buses. Is that a normal thing? People?
Well, definitely the way to travel. In the past, we've had buses from all over the place. Some bars, they do the organizing. We don't handle that, but I've got a guy from Kaukauna right now. He's already got 55 people set up on his bus. And he called to tell us that, and we kind of laughed because we don't even have the tickets to send them yet.
Okay. 55 people from Kaukauna alone. So
right.
You have people coming from all over the Midwest, and I'm guessing, huh?
It's been a few years, but we used to get a bus out of Illinois every year. That happened for about 10 years. I think they eventually slowly aged themselves out of coming to Beerfest.
Okay. All right. Do you have any merch that you sell at
Beerfest? We usually have shirts printed for the event. The shirts are usually the same as the design on the mugs for each year. And then each brewery has their own little thing with their selling their shirts, hats, whatever they've got, keychains. I have no clue.
Okay, and folks, I have to tell you, I'm drinking water right now from the Beerfest mug from 2008. You have a collection of them going, or is that when that's when it started?
No, actually, Beerfest number one would have been 1992.
92, wow.
Right.
So I am drinking out of a vintage.
Yep.
Vintage glass, though.
Yep,
Very
we,
cool.
we use them here in the bar. Yes.
Yeah, and it's got a cool logo on it. It's got it looks like a mountain, a German, a Fraulein, and a German heron enjoying each other's company, drinking a large frosty beer. So very
right.
cool.
What's the saying on that one?
This is Sony Beers, So Little Time.
Right, where I'm currently the one from 2017. It says drunk is when you feel sophisticated but can't pronounce it.
Okay, all right. So we got the tickets. We got that. We got parking. You said is available.
Yeah, plenty of parking. They do allow some camping up there, but that if they pull in with their camper, they've got a separate place to park. And I believe the Fair Association does charge a little bit for that. They've got some sites with utilities, but I believe most of them don't.
Okay. And what happens if I get caught up in the moment and I'm just having way too much fun than I should, and it's getting to be time where I should be heading home and I've had a little too much?
Well, it's easy to do at Beerfest. Definitely plan ahead with whether it be as designated driver or something to that effect. In the past, and I haven't heard from him yet this year, there was a guy that was running a shuttle service to the Best Western.
Okay.
And I suspect he'll probably be at it again this year, but he's probably in his 80s.
Okay. All right.
But he enjoys talking to the people, and he makes a couple of bucks on the side and just runs a minivan back and forth all afternoon.
Okay. Now, you must have experienced all kinds of weather since you're going back into the last century.
Yep, we've had hail, a little bit of snow. A tornado, we were under a tornado watch. Fortunately, that year, when the tornado crossed Lake Winnebago, it diverted and it hit Kaukauna instead of Chilton. So that was a little awkward.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right. And there's no rain or shine. It's a rain or shine event, right?
Correct.
So,
yep.
Okay. No rain in date.
The only thing that ever stopped Beerfest was COVID. That year we didn't have one. But other than that.
So if I'm never been to a beer fest before, what should I plan for? How should I dress?
Well, weather appropriate, which who knows what that'll entail. But definitely eat a good breakfast. And when you're at Beerfest, make sure you get a sandwich, a bottle of water, and pace yourself. Being that it is 5 hours, you'll have a good time if you pace yourself. But yeah, you're going to have enough that you probably wouldn't want to drive after that.
Okay.
So definitely plan ahead.
For that.
But that's why your friends have children of driving age and make them come and pick you up and that kind of thing.
Yeah,
it
and
works out real well.
And you're telling everybody up front exactly the hours and everything, so
Yep.
they have no excuse not to make that plan ahead.
Right. Yeah, but I've seen people where they just pull a tent out of their car and they prop it up right in the parking lot and they're just going to camp there for the evening. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm sure they'll wander over to McDonald's to get a sandwich.
Yeah. Okay. So now you've got this going on, but you've got the brewery too.
Yep.
And you run a bar.
Yep.
And I know you got a couple of side things going on too, involving feeding animals.
Yep.
And I think if I remember correctly too, you have.
Well, I make dog treats.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
And now I make a deer supplement, and
Okay.
I also have a 24-hour self-serve rummage sale on Main Street. So,
Okay.
the moss doesn't collect underneath my feet. I'm constantly moving.
So how do you make time for this? I mean, it sounds labor intensive. So is it just
pretty
a
much
steady pace?
like everything you do. Once you get good at it, you can make time for it. It's really not that big a deal. I only sleep like 4 to 6 hours a day. So it's amazing what I can accomplish in one afternoon.
Mm-hmm. So if I go to the event and I'm drinking out of this really cool mug right now, I can buy one of these at the event? Or
So we'll, with the ticket, when you go to Beerfest, your mug is included. The first mug.
Okay.
If you happen to break it, additional mugs are available for purchase.
Okay. Can I buy them after the event?
Yeah, if they come to the bar after Beerfest. Some people have collections. They've got all the glassware from all the years if they happen to miss one. And, we sell them here.
Okay. So it's before the event. When do you actually start getting set up? And when can you get out to the fairgrounds? And how do you do that? Do you have a team of people helping you with that? Or?
Yes, we do. The Lions will set up the tables the day before. We basically put locks on the building. Some of the brewers are dropping off some of their tap boxes, that type of thing. We've got a big cooler down the street. They'll drop off their kegs and that type of thing. The morning of, I'm probably there 9, 10 a.m. We've got everything situated. Say Beerfest starts at 1. So somewhere around 11 o'clock, we go get the Burns cheese truck. That's where we store the extra beer and ice for that day. So last year we got our ice from Walmart. And then we'll park the Burns cheese truck. And then so the extra kegs that the brewers want to keep cold will go in the truck for the event. And then that's about it. People start wandering in right about noonish. Some of them have been there early in the morning. I've seen the 10 by 10 pop-ups where there's half set up early in the morning. Like, I'll get there, and I don't know when they did that, if they did that the day before or what. But, in their little area with their lawn chairs and stuff because they're going to hang out with all their friends that day.
So they're tailgating before the
a little bit.
Bigger tailgate party begins.
Right. Yeah, just kind of an area where they can come and go from. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, if the weather's nice, it's Wisconsin, but if the weather's nice, it's nice.
So, Pat, where can people get more information besides what we talked about today, in addition to, find out whatever they're looking for about the event?
Yeah, so we have, let me see, it's 2 pages on Facebook, one for the Rowland, one for Rowland's Calumet Brewing Company. Then I have the Rowland's Calumet Brewing Company group page on Facebook. We also have a website. It's rowlandsbrewery.com. Unfortunately, it needs some updating, and I need to get with my web girl. But as soon as I get the flyers, she'll have everything updated. And then our flyers that we mail to everyone, there'll be a copy of that online on our webpage, and then they'll also show up on Facebook too.
All right, so people can get more information that way. Well, thank you, Pat, for being my guest on the Travel Calumet Original Podcast, and it was great to hear about all the exciting things you have planned for this year's Beerfest. And listeners, thanks for tuning in to episode number 73. Please make sure you check out the other 72 episodes of the Travel Calumet Original Podcast by clicking on the microphone on the homepage of travelcalumet.com. And if you liked what you heard today or on previous episodes, please help us spread the word on all the great things taking place here in Calumet County by taking the time to text a couple of friends, encouraging them to listen to the Travel Calumet Original Podcast. Thanks for listening, and until next time.